my God! Okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm.
What's the
Everybody
procedure,
stay calm.
everyone? What's the procedure?
Stay calm!
Wait.
Everybody calm down!
Cleveland! This is for you!
Is this real life?
A swing and a drive! To deep left! Away! Back! Goal! Iguodala to Curry. Back to Iguodala. Up for the line. Oh, blocked by James!
All right, everybody, welcome on into today's show. This is a Sunday night edition of the Real Sports Talk Show. I'm your host, Paul Jacobek. We're going to go ahead and jump right into this. It's all about the Cleveland Browns in this 10-minute show, all about today's game in Cincinnati. Browns were on the road, Paul Brown Stadium, for what I guess some people still call the Battle of Ohio. It really hasn't been a battle for a while. Browns kind of got a few wins here and there, but it's not really been a battle. But we're going to go ahead and jump into this game. Cleveland Browns, once again, chalking up the L today to the Cincinnati Bengals. Not really much of a surprise. But honestly, I guess you will say the biggest surprise, the Browns did not turn the ball over. The Browns honestly really did not do that many stupid things in today's game that you would say, wow, they deserve to lose this game. Yes, there were still a couple calls here and there where play calling there were a few spots where play calling wasn't the best. And then you have the calling from the officials, which we'll get into that a little bit later into this show that we have. But the Browns, when it came down to it, the Browns were still in it. 7-minute mark in the fourth quarter. Browns were down 23-16. The Browns had a very, very solid run game. Isaiah Crowell just missed 100 yards. Duke Johnson, very solid game by him today too. And I think what you also saw was DeShone Kizer was able to kind of open up as himself a little bit in today's game. You saw him go down in the beginning of the day with a concussion-like symptoms. Went to the locker room, got checked out. He's fine. He comes back, and it was nice. You got to see DeShone Kizer actually put the ball in places where you see him becoming a little bit more of a quarterback, and it wasn't as bad as you really thought it was when you watched the game. But, I mean, the guy, he had a touchdown taken away from him. Corey Coleman, once again, is on the hot seat in my book. Corey Coleman, he just flat out dropped the ball in the end zone. It was probably one of the worst drops I've seen in a while. It hit him. DeShone Kizer put it only where his guy could get it. It hit him in the chest, completely, falls to the ground. And it's week after week, you watch not just Corey Coleman, because Corey Coleman you can't even watch week after week. Most of the time he's hurt. But you watch these wide receivers, and it's like we complain so much about the terrible quarterback play that you also forget that when there is that little bright spot where they make an incredible throw, or which in the way we look at it, it's an incredible throw. When you watch, another quarterback in the league do it, it's just a normal everyday throw. But when our guys do it, it's incredible because it's so rare to see. But he threw it in a perfect spot, straight dropped the ball. Once again, Corey Coleman, God, man, I don't like you. But you saw Kenny Britt today. Kenny Britt at the beginning of the day, he kind of looked I don't know honestly what you would say he looked like. He was sitting on the bench with a towel above his head and covering his face. The guy looked like he was on a cruise out in the Caribbean and had bad sunburn, so he was just sitting there with a towel over his face blocking the sun. And then he comes onto the field and starts to actually make some plays. He actually made 2 very solid catches today with a little bit of catch and runs after. The one he actually had to really extend his body to make the catch. It was a very solid catch. Got a few extra yards after the catch too, across the middle, and we all know the middle of the field is a very big danger zone for wide receivers. But it really was a pretty solid day. Like I said though, there were a couple times where the play calling, I thought the play calling, the run game at the beginning, the first drive, the Browns at one point had 7 runs to 2 passes. They moved right down the field. And then next thing you know, you have a holding penalty on the offense. And I mean, like I said, we had 1st and goal at one point. And then next thing you know, we're at 2nd and goal from the 20-yard line. That's not end goal. That's in the red zone. That's not supposed to happen. You're not supposed to be at the 20-yard line when you're at 1st and goal or 2nd and goal or whatever goal it is. You're not supposed to be there. Quit with the stupid penalties And quit with the stupid play calling of trying to pass the ball with DeShone Kizer when he's in the red zone. The guy just can't do it. Run the ball with Isaiah Crowell, who had a hell of a day on the ground. And if you're going to pass the ball, try and get it to Duke Johnson out in space on a screen, but don't do it when it's 3rd down and 15. I mean, that's what it has. 3rd down and 15 from the 15, or well, third and goal from the 15-yard line, I should say. And DeShone Kizer drops back, does not even it was a design screenplay. The wide receivers just ran like 4 yards and then stopped. And they look, and Duke Johnson already has the ball in his hands trying to make 2 guys miss. And it's like, okay, that's your play call. Okay, Hugh Jackson. But I will like to destroy Hugh Jackson on this. If anybody actually goes and takes the time to look at what Hugh Jackson did, I'm sure if you guys watched the game, you've probably seen it. Hugh Jackson ran over during pregame warm-ups. Sorry, he ran over to A.J. McCarron. A lot of you, if you heard, A.J. McCarron was almost a Cleveland Brown. They had the deal done, and then somehow the Browns effed it up, which, no surprise there. So, Hugh Jackson, huge A.J. McCarron fan, so what happens? Oh, well, hey, there's A.J. McCarron. Hugh Jackson ran over to see A.J. McCarron like he was some little horny schoolgirl. This dude, I understand Hugh Jackson is a bigger guy, but man, that dude was wind sprinting to go see him. That dude was happy. And then what else happens? You get the old man, Mr. Jimmy Haslam, who has every problem wrong with him, might be going to jail, who knows what's going to happen. He comes over and he's hugging him too, like, hey, dude, you should have been on the Browns, but hey, we fucked it up, so you're not on the Browns. Congratulations, Jimmy Haslam. You and Hugh Jackson are my jackasses of the day. Congratulations. But, like I said, it really was not that bad of a game overall. It's just a lot of stuff like that really pissed me off because you're on a team who is not, you have 1 win in the last 2 seasons. And you have your coach and your owner going over to shake up the backup quarterback. Yes, not the starter, the backup for the other team. And the backup who has never really even proven himself in this league. And you try to trade, a whole treasure chest full of shit for a backup quarterback who's really, he's not that good. And you go over and you're shaking him up, talking about God knows what. And it's like, you have bigger things to worry about. If you're the Cleveland, like that's the thing. If you're the Cleveland Browns, if you're anybody who you have a job and your paycheck is coming from the Cleveland Browns, everything you should be working for is to getting a win. So you're not the laughing stock of everything known to man in sports. Like I don't think that anybody in the Browns organization has ever figured out that they are the laughing stock of the sports world. Like, there are bad things. Like, there is a lot of bad shit in this world, in the sporting world. But the Browns are, I would say they are dead last with what they are producing on this field. Like, there is, like, almost taking a quote out of freaking Moneyball. There is all the other teams in the NFL, then there's the hockey league, there's golf, there's bowling, there's 50 foot of shit, and then there's the fucking Browns. Every year, we have to sit here and we have to watch this shit. And it pisses me off. Because every year, we're sitting here going, well, there's always next year. Well, god damn it, it is next year. For the 14th time. Get a win. My God. But to end the show, because I could do this all day. To end the show, I want to hit on the Jabril Peppers thing real quick again. Hell of a day, don't want to get too far on that. Hell of a play by Jabril Peppers on that penalty. Should not have been a penalty whatsoever. I think that the NFL has gone complete trash. It's a very, very soft league. Not enough men are able to play in this league because they are getting penalized too much. There was a play on Vontaze Burfict today that got a 15-yard penalty, and it was still within the line of the 5 yards. Well, at least it looked like it from the review. It looked like it was a pretty clean play. yeah, it was still a dirty play, I guess, if you want to say, but it really did not warrant the penalty. So, but I mean, the NFL is just completely soft. I've never been a fan of Roger Goodell. I think Roger Goodell needs to 1,000% go. I don't think anything he's done for this NFL, for the NFL as a commissioner has been good. He gets all. I mean, if you watch the draft, the guy gets booed with every single pick, and he cheers on the boos because he knows he's going to get booed. Nobody likes the guy. I guess the only people that like him are the owners, except Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones hates the guy, but you know, there's just a lot of things that the Browns and the NFL have in common, and well, I shouldn't say the NFL. I should say Roger Goodell, who has taken over the NFL. It's just a lot of shit. It's terrible. The ratings have gone down this year. I myself, I would not watch if it was not for fantasy football. I think if you're Roger Goodell, you have to encourage fantasy football as much as you can because that's the only thing keeping the NFL alive right now. In my opinion, the product that they've been putting out has not been the best. I think the fact that the college landscape has now switched over to the playoff in the past couple of years, I think that's even made not the playoffs. It's made college even better because of that. I think you see the thing is also when you're watching a college game, I love watching college just because when you watch a college game, no matter who it is, it could be, it's going to be a blowout, whatever it is. Indiana versus Ohio State at the beginning of the year. That crowd for even until halftime, that crowd was still into it. You watch an NFL game, everybody's kind of sitting down, relaxed. Nobody's hyped. They don't have the student sections that you have in college. The student sections in college are just unreal to see. And the stadiums are always rocking. And it's like, okay, you get the NFL. The only time they're really rocking is you get a big third down play. Okay, yeah, boom, there you go. Everybody's cheering. You get the playoff games. That's just about it. I mean, it might be different because I'm watching a lot of the Cleveland games where most of the fans that are there are not even Cleveland fans. But I mean, that's my opinion with college. I think college is just way better than the NFL product they put out. And just the way that everybody watches the college football world and watches everything that goes with college football as a whole compared to the NFL. But that's it for today's show. Hope you guys really liked it. I did kind of snap on the Browns there, but I mean, I think they really did kind of deserve it. Like I said, though, like always, go ahead, tweet at me, PaulJake44. Go ahead, send back any feedback that you would like. It's always good to get feedback on the show. I hope you guys like today's show. We're going to go ahead and I'll keep posting updates about any further shows and anything else going on. But have fun listening to this podcast. Can't wait to drop the next show next week. Hope you guys really like it. Until then, go Browns, go Bucks, roll Tribe, go Cavs. See you later.